Retail management is a very important subject with respect to whether offline retail or online retail job opportunities come for the students. So it is very interesting to understand that how store design, store layout, and methods of innovating these designs can really add value to a store layout. And also, as a student, you are required to develop this kind of understanding and knowledge that you can also add some new and unique ideas where the store layout and design can be improved upon. Today's session will primarily focus on why store design layout is very important. What are the main three kinds of layout that are universally applicable, whether it is a retail business in the Indian scenario or international. So it is very important first to understand that why store layout objectives are so critical in designing the entire store layout, because only when the marketers, the retail owners, they know what they want to achieve. They have certain goals and objectives in mind with respect to the consumers. Then only they can plan their journey very well and create those kinds of aesthetic value aspects, or also creating that kind of aesthetic appeal or the ambience or the atmosphere of the retail store, where they can help the consumers stay longer, also build loyalty towards the retail store with respect to liking, even implement the retailer's strategy with respect to whether you are a grocery store, so looking at how to display your products, or is it a fashion or a luxury brand that is looking at creating a unique and exclusive atmosphere for the consumer who's visiting. So, increasing the sales on every visit is not the only objective of the retail store, which generally is because of the profit motive and the commercial angle involved to it. But yes, many of the aspects can also include the legal considerations that are required for a store to maintain, which can be given by the regulatory authorities or by the government. Plus, in developed nations, a lot of other areas like making the store very helpful for the people with disabilities or for the elderly, maybe for kids also, making it safe for them. So brand loyalty, regular customer visits, more sales per visit, retailer strategy implementation, increasing the brand loyalty, still controlling the cost and keeping everything in mind, plus the various provisions for elderly, children, and the disabled creates a lot of need for giving it a thought for the store layout. Design trade-off is the last objective, because the store has to be planned in a manner which gives the authority to the retailer to plan something innovative, plan something nice, but also look at the costing involved, the opportunity cost of giving away one thing and taking up the second thing. So when there is a trade-off between design, aesthetic value, lot of innovativeness, and the cost, then there has to be a trade-off between how much cost can be given up, or what kind of design can we eliminate because the cost is really going high, which the retailer company do not want to actually incur. How retail design and layout impact customer behavior also needs to be understood before actually planning the entire design and layout, because it not only attracts the customers to the store but also helps in the spatial layout and the location of each product category. So locating the product, finding the product becomes easy for them if the entire store layout and design is very well maintained. Even the merchandise placement, how beautifully the merchandise is presented, how it creates a attraction in terms of calling the customer every time to the store back, plus motivating them to make some planned and some impulse purchases or unplanned purchases also creates possibilities only with the help of design and layout. Plus, the consumer should be able to easily maneuver through the entire store, and hence that should result in a very satisfying customer experience. Only then the customer will go back happy, he'll be satisfied, and he will also recommend other consumers to visit this particular store because he has had a good experience, and that will stay for him for very long and also build brand loyalty. Let us understand now the types of store layout that are primarily used universally and how they differ from each other. Number one is the grid layout, the number two is the racetrack layout, and third one is free form or boutique layout, also as we call it. So, grid layout is generally seen in most of the departmental and grocery stores because long racks and long um, uh, gondolas in repetitive pattern are stored. Easy to locate merchandise because lot of merchandise is displayed. It does not encourage customers to explore the store much because everything is placed in a particular almirah or a rack. Limited sight lines to merchandise at one particular area. The customer can only see a particular kind of categories, and he will have to move to other areas of the store to actually explore the other categories. Allows more merchandise to be displayed. It is more cost efficient, and it is generally used for discounted stores, grocery stores, drug stores, where the merchandise and the inventory and the overall stock is quite large and huge. Let us have a look at how a grid layout looks like. So as you see, this is a shopper stop or lifestyle or big bazaar or hypermarket store layout where there's an entrance, and then we have all the racks of various products like biscuits and eatables, and then toiletries, maybe personal care, body washes, moisturizers, creams. So and towards the side there will be some perishable items also that will be placed, so the movement across these racks is easier in a grid layout, and they are generally used by all the grocery stores all across the world. The second one is the racetrack layout, which is generally used by the departmental stores like Shopper Stop and Lifestyle and maybe the other big ones, because it is a loop with a major aisle that has access to department. So departments can be, say, for a women segment, ethnic, western, party wear, or maybe nightwear. So these all are linked through a loop, and it draws the customers around the store in a very systematic manner, so that it gives a wide angle to provide idea about all the possible merchandise which is placed in that particular category or department, and encourages exploration, impulse buying, also trying out new things also. And generally all departmental stores like Lifestyle and Shopper Stop, they primarily use the racetrack layout. As you can see here, it is for JC Penney, which is a very big store in US. So all these clubbing of various places is based on the department. So women department, all the loops will be loops together. All the men department, so all the things which they purchase, which can be shirts and trousers and blazers and belt and wallets, so there will be one common aisle, and then other loops will be around that particular department. Then the last form is free form layout, where it is more of a boutique one, where more options are given to the consumers to explore the store, to understand how it is created, give a free hand to the consumer to explore and enhance their visibility. So fixtures and aisles are arranged asymmetrically, so that the consumer or the kids, especially for kids stores, kids products, free form is used. It provides an intimate and relaxing environment that facilitates shopping and browsing, because it does not let the consumer only walk in a particular manner. They may shift between various departments, go left and go right, and then the entire ambience attracts them, so it is more relaxing for them. It is a small store experience, so that very closely knit departments and products are placed everywhere. And but yes, it is free form, so less systematic. Many people may find it very uncertain and ambiguous. They may not like to shop from there, and used in specialty stores more, for example cosmetics or toys or maybe furniture, because they know that they want variety, and people are looking at knowing so many things that are present in the store and exploring them on their own pace. So this is how a race, the free form or a boutique store will look like, where you will have the clearance item in the in center. Checkout counter will be placed, and at different places there will be dressing rooms. The tops and the pants and the bottoms and the tops will be just kept at different places, because maybe it is the young crowd that they are trying to attract. So there may be certain feature stores, certain very particular stores of the areas where consumers actually purchase. Then there may be a clearance sale to attract them to clearance sale, maybe in the center of the store. So the entire store works in a very asymmetric manner, and hence they are possible to help consumers maneuver around in the entire store, explore all the merchandise, also develop interest for certain kind of inventory, and create preferences for the store and the way the shopping is done. So this was all about the various kinds of layout of a particular store, and depending upon what product category the company is in, what kind of merchandise are they selling, they can plan and use a combination of the store layout, and hence make the journey of the consumer more satisfying. Better output can be attained, it can convert into more sales, and hence build brand loyalty for the consumers over long term.